How would it make you feel if you knew that some of the most critical jobs in the federal government included a screening procedure that meant you had to send an email to this guy? That's right, this guy. Hey everybody, my name's Will. This is the Back 40, and let's talk about it. Just a few hours ago, Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire with a history of drug usage and odd psychological behavior, sent out an email to the entire federal government telling federal employees that if they didn't respond back by midnight Monday with bullet points explaining what they did this past week, they'd be fired. Let's think about that for a moment. According to multiple news stories, fissures are already occurring in the relationship between Elon Musk and Donald J. Trump. And all of this came to a head this morning with new polling information that showed Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating of any president during his first 6 months in the history of recorded poll keeping. In addition to that, the unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior has an approval rating below 40%. In response to these new polls showing that both Trump and Elon Musk are very, very unpopular, the president sent out a post on Truth Social this morning telling Elon Musk, "I like you, but I'd like to see you speed up." And that's exactly what Elon did today. Elon Musk, just a few weeks on the job, felt the heat and decided that he would put the Doge destruction of government on steroids today, thus sending the email telling federal employees, respond back or else. The first question I have is for veterans. How do you feel knowing that the next time you go to a VA hospital or treatment center, the person that treats you will be in that position not because of their expertise in healthcare, but because of whether or not they responded to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? And how about you parents and grandparents who have young people that have newly entered the service? How do you feel about their safety being put in the hands of someone who's not serving in the position because of their expertise in keeping their troops safe, but because they sent or didn't send an email to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? Or how about those of you that take to the skies for business and pleasure on a regular basis? How does it make you feel knowing that that next TSA agent that gives you the quick frisk wasn't put in that position because of their expertise and training in the job, but because of whether or not they did or did not send an email to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? Or maybe we should ask the question of anyone who lays their head on a pillow at night feeling safe and secure in this great country of ours. How do you feel knowing now that our borders will be protected by individuals not selected because of their skill sets and their training in terrorism prevention, but because of whether or not they received or sent an email to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? Or how about any of you that work in dangerous professions that are overseen by the EPA, a group that helps keep you safe on the job? How does it feel knowing that the individuals responsible for your safety and security, the people who will determine whether or not your job treats you adequately and safely in your position, were selected not because of their training or expertise in the position, but because of whether or not they did or didn't send an email to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? And last but not least, to the entire nation. How does it feel knowing that the men and women in the Department of Justice, in the CIA, in the FBI, in Homeland Security, in the military, and in multiple organizations across this great country of ours will be selected to protect us, not based on their history of expertise and their training in their given field, but because of whether or not they sent an email to an unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior? Now listen, I'm just a dumb country boy from Southwest Missouri, but even I know, even simple me knows, that this is not the guy. This is not the guy. This unelected billionaire with a history of drug use and odd psychological behavior is not the guy to be making these decisions.